Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Pick a Card reading. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot, and this is my YouTube channel. A massive welcome back to those who are returning. It is so lovely to have you all here. In today's reading, we are going to be doing a prediction reading. So my goal is to get you as many accurate predictions as I can about the rest of your month ahead. The title of this reading and the aim of this reading is to see what is happening for you before Samhain, before the end of October. I'm so excited to do this, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm really excited to just sort of delve in and see how much information we can get. So there are 3 groups to choose from. Each group will have an extended reading as well, so I highly recommend that you do take time selecting a group today. It's very important that you pick a group that you feel most drawn to. It could be likely that you feel called to more than one group, in which case I would suggest that you are making sure that you're taking notes of what does resonate so that you're not overloading yourself with information and really paying attention to what information is meant for you. A reminder that this is still a general reading, even though we have 3 separate groups with 3 separate messages. Remember to take what resonates and don't let the rest take from you. Now, without further ado, let me introduce the 3 groups to you. Starting with group 1 over here. Group 1, oh, I just realized your card is reversed. You have this beautiful death moth charm today. It's one of my favorite pieces of jewelry on my website. It is still for sale. And there's more about that charm on the link that appears in the description box and on the video. From the Flower Oracle, you also have Raise Your Vibration, the Frangipani Plumeria card. Your intuitive feelings are accurate messages from the angels. I'm shaking so much, I apologize for that. But if you feel drawn towards this card or this charm, you'll be a part of group 1's reading that was bound to happen. I'm holding the microphone in my hands, so of course I was going to drop something. Group 2, you guys have the abundance earrings inspired by the heart chakra and the energy of wealth as well. They have a proper name, but you guys, I'm terrible with names, so it will be in the description box and it will also appear at this point in the video. And from the Flower Therapy Oracle deck, you also have Share the Message of Love, Daffodil. Rivers of love flow within you, and others may benefit from this healing energy. Be mindful of each word that passes your lips. So we got a lot of yellow. I haven't seen these cards yet. I just shuffled them out, so that's interesting. 2 groups with yellow flowers. Let's have a look at group 3 now. Oh, these are my favorite earrings. These are my favorite earrings. Sorry, I don't have favorite groups, but these earrings are Rainbow Warrior earrings. They're not in the order of the chakras. There's actually a color missing if you look carefully. But it is big Rainbow Warrior earrings. Energy, and the card that you have, oops, drops the earrings. The card that you have is the White Rose Purification card. By purifying your life of negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace. Also just realized I still have a lot of black eyeliner on my fingers, so apologize for that. My hands are clean, they're obviously just dirty. Can you be clean and dirty at the same time? Apparently. So those are the 3 groups. White Rose for group 3, Daffodil for group 2, and the Frangipani or Plumeria for group 1. We also have these 3 pieces of jewelry. If you want to know more about the jewelry, the links are in the description box. When you know which of these 3 groups you're feeling most called to, click on the timestamp in the description box and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. 4. And in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Welcome, my group ones. If you chose this Death Moth card or the Frangipani Plumeria card, then this is going to be your reading. A massive welcome. So lovely to have you here. This reading will be gaining predictions about what will be happening in your life before Samhain. Before the end of October, what can you expect? Let's have a look. We're going to be gaining as much information as possible. I highly recommend that you have something to write with and to take notes with, as well as a hydration source handy. Let's get through it as clearly as we can. Before I begin as your reader, I wish to tap into your energy. So for the next 10 seconds, please limit distractions. Keep your focus on the screen. You don't need to stare at it. You can let your eyes kind of unfocus a little bit. But it's very important that we stay connected for this next 10 seconds. Spirit, tune me into Group 1's energy. Please offer me the sage wisdom so that I can guide them through this reading and deliver the most honest messages possible. Allow me, the reader, to tune in to their collective energy and channel the messages that they need until the end of October, Spirit, until Samhain. Thank you. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to put your charm over here, still with us, but just out of the way. I'm going to pull your decks down here. So we know that you have the Plumeria card, the Frangipani. I've never heard Plumeria. I'm an island gal, and we don't use that word. But it's still here with us. It's still important. So we also have from the Dream Cards Oracle deck, stop wanting more, for you lack nothing. You have everything you need to get what you dream of. Relax, breathe, be alert, and prepare to receive when the timing is right. The next card I want to get is one of these big cards. So from the Celestials body deck, we have the number 6. Interesting. From the Psychic Tarot of the Heart Oracle deck, we have Share the Love, the 3 of Cups. It is reversed technically, but we'll just see how it translates as your reading progresses. From that same deck, we have Well-Deserved Reward. This is, excuse me, technically the 9 of Pentacles. I actually want to put it over here. From my Musical Messages Oracle deck, we have Disapproval, I Love You So by the Walters. You can actually scan this QR code if you want to listen to the song. I just need someone in my life to give it structure. You're everything I want, but I can't deal with all your lovers. I'm going to pack my bags, pack my things, and leave you behind. Please let me go. Okay, and the last oracle card I have for you is this Iris Oracle card. It is the All-Knower, the number 14. Interesting. Spirit, can we get 2 cards from their tarot deck to help predict what will be happening for my group 1s before the end of October? I'm just going to put the microphone down for a second. What will be happening for group 1 before the end of October? Perfect. So at the back of your deck, you guys have the Ace of Cups reversed. Beneath that is the Princess of Cups reversed. So the first prediction I want to make is that you'll no longer be sacrificing how you feel to make other people around you more comfortable. You're getting a harder edge to you in October. It's giving me dark feminine energy. It's giving me Medusa. It's saying that you're not going to be appeasing other people's emotional needs and sacrificing your own. In fact, some of you will even be rejecting people before the end of this month because you're sick of having to feel like you need to compensate or overcompensate. It does feel like you're withdrawing your energy, but you're not doing it passively. Some of you are really asserting yourselves and declaring yourselves to the people around you, being quite loud and proud with it. You may also be being very careful about who you connect with. I see a lot of you being very strategic in your social acquaintances. Your social circle is either getting smaller because you're cutting people out, or you're just being more specific about who you're exchanging energy with. It feels like you want to be very careful about who is around you. Now, the reason why this is happening is because you're actually in a very powerful position. When we talk about your intuition, sweets, your intuition is incredibly expansive. You're having a hard time staying present until the end of Samhain because certain things are being revealed to you and you're going, I don't want to know right now. Like, I have too much to deal with. I have too much going on. I just want to focus on me. The thing is, your card is raise your vibration, right? So whether you're doing this consciously or subconsciously, the truth of what's happening in your journey is that some people cannot keep up with the upgrades that you're receiving. And these aren't just intuitive upgrades, right? A way to understand if you're gaining upgrades intuitively and in terms of the physical world is that you start to notice physical symptoms of your physical body trying to keep up with the way that your energy is being raised. And the way that I see that is that you have a lot of brain fog. You may be finding it very hard to sleep, in that you could even be oversleeping, or you may be finding it hard to go to sleep until really, really, really late at night. You could also have your ears ringing for random reasons, like tinnitus is next level for you. It could also feel like it's physically uncomfortable to be around people who talk about things that aren't physically or energetically aligned with you. When people try to engage in small talk, you may find it very physically uncomfortable to continue that conversation, and it could come across as you're being quite rude because you're disengaging. But it's just that those matters, those issues are very hard for you to feel connected to because you're at a different point and you're energetically at a different frequency. In terms of other physical symptoms, you could be experiencing headaches, migraines. It could also feel like you're not able to kind of focus. You may be feeling like you're going through a lot at once. It could also manifest as neurodivergent symptoms of like ADHD and attention deficit in general. So it does feel like for the next month, you will be starting to prepare yourself for a lot of expansion. And the way that I'm seeing this is that it's not about newness for you. We will reveal your 2 tarot cards, but I'm seeing this as actually you're expanding what you currently have, what you've already invested. This is also about balancing things out with that number 6. In order to expand, we have to expand from a stable place, from a place that feels like it has been nurtured, it has been watered, and it is not struggling. So for the most part, over the last 2 months especially, this group has been through a lot of energetic upgrades, and those upgrades can even look like false starts, rejections, endings. What cannot continue on your path moving forward has been removed. So before the month ends, another prediction that I have for you is that you will be receiving recognition for your efforts. Physically, you'll be receiving compliments on how you look, on something that you've been able to achieve for yourself. You'll be getting compliments about how your body looks, about how your skin looks, about how your hair looks, because people are noticing, like, you went under the radar and now that you're back, you're glowing. Aside from physical compliments, you'll be receiving recognition for something that you've been able to achieve within your efforts, whether you attribute that to a study, or for some of you, this is more career. People will be complimenting you for what you've been able to do with your valuable time. I do believe that this is also going to manifest as a monetary boost to your income. I think that October could be a very successful month for you financially. This is a group that will not be struggling in October because you have your head down. You are keeping yourself focused, hydrated, and in your lane. The other thing that I want to predict for this group is that your social circle, although you may start October feeling like you want to be more connected, before Samhain comes, you're going to be very strategic and careful about who you open yourself up to. So I want to go as far as to say some of you may be rejecting somebody. You may be needing to say, listen, I'm not willing to continue this relationship. I'm not open to expanding this friendship. At this point, we need to give each other space. It definitely feels like in order for you to continue on your journey of abundance, you do need to start saying no to some people. You do need to start rejecting some people. And you need to make sure that you're not being friendly and accommodating to every single person. I think that this is mostly because you're at high risk of people wanting to be in your life merely to distract themselves from what they need to do. And you're aware of that. You're looking at them and you're going, sweet soul, you need to start putting energy into what you need to do. People may be coming to you and going, Group 1, how did you do this? You make it look so easy. Your life is so put together. How did you do this? And you're looking at them and going, if you just invested a fraction of the time that you spend obsessing over what I'm doing into your own life, maybe you would be there too. I feel like people are turning to you like you're a mentor, right? Like you're a guru. You don't want to be a guru. And Spirit's saying it's not your role right now to be a guru. You actually need to be more focused on yourself, and you actually need to be very careful and clear and specific about who is around you right now. You also need to be very careful about taking on too much when it comes to your future prospects. Spirit is saying that now is the time to actually stay present, to put your head down, and to simply do what you feel needs to be done. Whether that's about working hard or doing nothing. Every moment you should be checking into yourself between now and Samhain, and you need to be really saying, how do I feel? What are my feelings telling me? What do I need to do right now for myself? What was the last thing I did for myself? What will my next thing be? Now is not the time to be stressed out about what is going to be happening 3 years from now, let alone 3 months from now. The end of this year seems to have a surprise in store for this group, and that surprise is orchestrated by you staying present and connected to how you feel in every moment, making decisions based off of how you feel in every moment. You are going to be ending this year on a high. I feel confident in saying that. But in order to get there, you have to put one foot in front of the other, and you cannot afford to get obsessed about what is happening next. It's okay to do a fun little reading here and there, but don't get obsessed about what is happening next. So let's have a look at your 2 tarot cards now. We have the Ace of Staves. That is beautiful, actually. Remember how I said you weren't going to have a new beginning? There's your new beginning. And the Queen of Staves. This is beautiful. And that's the thing, actually. This is definitely your energy, because that Queen of Staves is absolutely about attraction. It is also about magnetism. That energy is very much about you being in the right place at the right time. And I have a strong feeling that before the end of the month, by saying no to certain things, you will allow yourself the opportunity to receive the sign that you are on the right path. That card is not quite in focus. There we go. So let's talk about these tarot cards. Spirit is saying with the Ace of Staves, that's the Ace of Wands, right? You've had to say no to certain things, and you've had to just focus your energy on what is in front of you so that you can make the best out of what you are experiencing right here, right now. It's likely that this isn't the path that you had predicted for yourself. It may not have been the path that you expected, but what you're being given is an opportunity to cultivate something that can grow into a beautiful sense of purpose, a beautiful feeling of expansion, and a wonderful story of self-worth. Our aces are opportunities. So before the end of October, there will be this opportunity here to really develop your confidence, your skill set, your passion, and your interest into something that is a reflection of how you see yourself. People will be giving you praise for how you handle this and for how you cultivate this. But as exciting as this opportunity may be to you, what others are noticing is what this opportunity has done to you. They're not really excited about, oh, group one has started knitting. They're excited about, look at how group one is now. What is it about them? They are glowing, they are shining, they are thriving, they're in their energy. What is it? And somebody's going to go, oh, group one started knitting apparently. These people are going to be like, hell no, that's not it. Knitting? Knitting did that to group one? Maybe I need to start knitting. It's not what this opportunity is, it's what it does for you, what it does to you. It brings excitement. It also brings focus. So this is about you having outlets, having channels to divert energy from time to time. You can only feed so much into the things that are considered responsibilities, right? Before you start to feel burdened and burnt out. So before the end of October, this new opportunity is giving you the chance to have an outlet to really enhance a skill set while also giving yourself an outlet so that when it comes to taking care of business, to working hard, and to taking care of your responsibilities, those things come easily. You have plenty of room for that now that you have this new sense of purpose in your free time. I want to make another prediction about this Ace of Wands, but I'm going to need the help of a second tarot deck. So let's get some more cards out here. Spirit, what else is coming for group one with that Ace of Wands? What else is coming for group one with that Ace of Wands? Whoa, stop. What do they need to know about the King of Swords? What do they need to know about the King of Wands? What is their advice? How do they deal with this? Okay. Juicy, juicy, juicy. The tea is piping hot, my group ones. Let me tell you what these cards mean. This Ace of Wands is also about you getting attention from two people. I feel like these are love interests, so if you're single, pay extra attention. If these aren't love interests, these are employers. These are people that want to make something out of this energy that you're exuding. They see your potential and they want to take your potential and they want to maximize it. They want to join heads. Now, the thing is, one of these opportunities looks really good on paper. They're very attracted to what you have, possible air sign with that King of Swords. So we're looking at a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But they're very stoic. That's how you understand who this is. This is someone that comes across as a professional, someone that ticks the boxes on paper. They have a lot of desirable qualities for what you're looking for, and they don't give up too easily. But this person doesn't like to feel like an underdog. So as soon as they think that you're thinking about doing something else or going with somebody else, they will panic. This is not a mature energy, although they're showing up as a mature energy. This is an insecure energy, and they are likely to falter if you put them to the test. The other energy here, who is either a love interest or an employer, is going to come through as a very friendly, approachable person. It's likely that this one will be the one who is more consistent with communication, even though they're showing up as a fire sign, which would be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They are someone who has more of a follow-up when it comes to communication and making sure that they leave a strong impression. This is somebody who comes through as being highly compatible to your energy. They are also someone who is very interested in what you're doing. It's likely that they have experience doing the same thing. They may connect with you in a very personal way. It could feel like you two are cut from the same cloth, as you're coming through as being very energetically aligned. So how are you supposed to choose? What is your advice? Well, that's what the 4 cards on top are telling me. The thing is, this is a part of that Ace of Cups reversed energy. You're going to have to reject one of these people before SAMHAIN. You need to make sure that your decision stems from you taking a long, hard look at the facts of what these 2 offers are, what these 2 opportunities are. One of them is very clearly making you more happy than the other one because you know where you stand. They've been very honest, they've been very expressive, and they've also been very consistent. Therefore, you have a secure attachment to that opportunity and you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. It, if anything, feels too easy, too comfortable. The other one has you insecurely attached because you are afraid that you're going to miss out unless you seize that opportunity. You are going to feel like it would be more of a risk, and it isn't necessarily consistent in how it makes you feel. And so you need to make your decision based off of consistency of feelings, the secure attachment, and the clear knowing, the clarity in how what you know about that opportunity and in how you feel about that opportunity. It's highly likely that the one that you should choose is really something to be proud of. This is the opportunity that you would feel proud to talk about with those around you. When you bring this opportunity home, you know that you're going to get met with a beautiful room full of smiles and applause. It's something that you feel proud to develop and proud to be a part of. If this is a relationship, you look at this person and you know that as time goes on, this relationship is worth going through the ups and downs about. If this is an opportunity, you know that you will feel proud to join yourself to this employment opportunity because despite however challenging the work may be, it's something that you feel you're going to gain a lot out of. There is a true sense of culmination and new beginnings based off of which one of these people you choose. And you have to make sure with the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords that this decision is logical and fair to you and to whoever else is involved. Before the end of the month, you are going to have a conversation about how you see your future being shared with one of these options. And truth be told, if neither is clear in making you feel that way, you have to confidently reject both of them. And I think that this will be easy if you stay in that dark feminine energy, that energy of knowing that what is meant for you will find you, and that law of detachment energy in which by not being too attached to either of these, you know that what is meant for you will always find you. So for some of you, a rare portion of you, you're going to have to say no to both until they can both treat you the way that you deserve to be treated and can really match your vibration. But I feel like one of these will definitely match your vibration. And it doesn't have to be that King of Wands for all of you, but that King of Wands is definitely attracted to you for all of the right reasons. Whereas that King of Swords has some things to prove. And I feel with that Seven of Wands reversed, they're not going to be able to stay consistent with how they prove those things to you. All talk, no bite is what I'm feeling. So that is what I'm seeing for you, my group ones, when it comes to what you can expect before Samhain. I hope that this reading was helpful for you. I'm going to take this into the extended now, where we will be having a look at your love life. What can you expect to happen in your love life explicitly until Samhain? So if you want more messages about your love life, and especially if the first part of your reading did resonate, the link to your description, the link to your extended reading is in the description box below. That link will take you to my website, so it's very important that you click on the right group. Reminder that you are group 1 of the what is going to happen before Samhain reading. Make sure you click on the right link before you make your purchase. Thank you so much, Group 1, for all of your support. I appreciate you for being here. Do like this video if it did resonate. Consider sharing it with a friend and join the family if you haven't already. And I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye! Hi, my group 2s, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Share the Message of Love Daffodil card or these two beautiful abundance earrings, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, my group 2s. I'm actually going to put your earrings over here, and we're going to get into your messages. Now, as you could have probably tell from the first part of your reading, I do have some pre-shuffled oracle cards. This is your tarot deck right here. We'll put it over there next to my box of matches. We're not going to use tarot yet, but I do want to lay your cards out. So your first card is the Daffodil card, Share the Message of Love. It says, rivers of love flow within you and others may benefit from this healing energy. Be mindful of each word that passes your lips. Now, group 2, we're asking Spirit, what can you expect before the end of October, before Samhain? What is coming your way? So this is a prediction reading. If you didn't get my spiel in the beginning, now is your reminder to get something to take notes with, to write on, and to make sure that you are feeling comfortable, feeling rested. You don't necessarily have to feel rested, but please be hydrated. Make sure you have a hydration fluid nearby. The next cards that I want to pull out are actually these two cards. Now, it is a bit of a running theme that my group 2s get most of the messages, and you are no exception, group 2. You got more cards than any of the other groups. So I'm going to switch this table around a little bit. We're going to lay these cards out. From the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck, you have Mars coming out in shadow. You also have Earth coming out upright. Imagine if we got Mars and Venus. That would have been insane. From the Psychic Tarot of the Heart Oracle deck by John Holland, you have Take the Lead in reverse. This is technically the Three of Wands. We want to do these cards next. From the Iris Oracle deck, you have The One Who Hides the Sun, which is the number 8. You also have Green, the number 78. So green is very significant for you. From my Musical Messages Oracle deck, you got two cards. The first card is Alrighty Aphrodite by Peach Pit. It's the aggressive card, and that QR code, if you choose to scan it, will take you to the song on YouTube. The other card from my deck is Sticky by Raven Lene, the anticipation card. Wow. Okay, so pause it if you want to read it, or obviously if you want to scan that QR code as well. That was not supposed to happen. Okay, I do have one more oracle card, but we're going to reveal it at the end. That glare is not fun, is it? How are you supposed to see that? There we go. That's a little bit better. I guess you will have had to have paused the video. Bit of foreshadowing there. Now, how do I feel about this for you, my group twos? I want to make your first prediction. Here's what I'm feeling. I think that as the month goes by, you're going to notice a very overbearing energy around you. This energy has too much control over us. This energy, when it's in a bad mood, we're in a bad mood. When things don't go the way that we had hoped with this energy, nothing is going the way that we hoped. Something has a control over our feelings here, over our emotions. It has us in a vice. And I don't really like how quickly your mood changes around this. It could be a person. I am going to pull tarot to confirm. But I just think that by the end of the month, by Samhain, you're going to realize, you know what? Everything gets pulled and pushed away because of this. And it's very important that you understand how reactive you are to this external force, because this external force is directly impacting your ability to attract and repel anything else in your life. It's like this is beyond chaser dynamics. This is a push and pull. Push and pull. If they're pushing, you're pulling. If they're pulling, you're pushing. It has too much control over us. It doesn't have to be a romantic space. It could even be a workplace. But it is giving a strong control vibe. At times we feel defeated by this energy. And then other times when things are going good, we feel empowered by this energy. All of a sudden we're victors. We're not victims, we're victors. And so I don't like how this energy plays out, because it has you in a state of confusion throughout the month. There is a message here of you learning how to communicate and finding ways to communicate what is necessary in order to break this pattern, this cycle with this push and pull energy. You have to be mindful of each word that passes your lips with that daffodil card. So that tells me that if you don't say the right thing, you could make your circumstances much worse. Some of you are dealing with a very dominant personality here. Someone whose ego is very prone to getting bruised over the smallest of things, the smallest of issues. You've really got to be careful about putting yourself in the firing line, but you also need to weigh up what is worse, sticking to what is known or taking the risk and breaking free. Honestly, this is a cycle that you need to identify first, and I don't think you're going to get a full grip over it until Samhain. So come November, hopefully, you will feel more aware of the steps that you need to take. October is mostly about you understanding the extent of what I'm hearing is abuse, but I might be being dramatic there. The extent of the power dynamics. And that is taking up most of your reading, to be honest with you. These cards are taking up most of your reading. It's going to be a very dominant energy in your month ahead. The other prediction I want to give is that you are experiencing growth in another aspect of your life. And so you have this juxtaposition of feeling controlled and somewhat powerless. And then you have growth and you have success. And you have this feeling of, wow, I'm getting better, like things are improving. I can see with my own eyes abundance unfolding in front of me. And I think that's what really helps put your life in perspective. It's like night and day, or day and night, however you wish to look at it. And I do feel like this green, this abundance, this earth energy is what really shows you how confusing your circumstances have become. I really think that you've put something out of reach here, some sort of outcome. You've said, I need to wait until 2024. I can't have that. until Christmas. I shouldn't even be thinking about that until we get through the school holidays. You could be saying something to yourself like, I just need to wait. I need to wait. I need to wait. Spirit is saying by Samhain, you're going to realize I can't keep waiting. I have to do it now. All signs are pointing towards me giving myself this outcome now, taking action towards it now. And what I think is going to happen is this is a good outcome, but it's a scary process. It requires you dividing your attention from your usual way of doing things and taking a shortcut towards an outcome that you said you couldn't have for another 6 months. And so there's anxiety there. My chest is tight. What the heck am I supposed to do? I didn't prepare for this sooner. A lot of the control that you've given this other entity, this external force, can be redirected towards this favorable, shortcutted outcome. We don't have to split ourselves so unfairly between something that shouldn't even be a factor versus something that we well and truly deserve right now. I need to start pulling tarot cards for you because I want to figure out what this success really looks like and how it is going to build into a feeling of growth for you. We need to see what this is. So I'm going to put the microphone down and I'm going to shuffle your tarot deck. So Spirit, for my group 2s, what is this abundant opportunity that they can expect before the end of October? You have the 8 of Cups reversed. You have Saturn. This is the She-Wolf Tarot deck, by the way. What abundant opportunity can my group 2s expect? You also have the Star card. What abundant opportunity can my group 2s expect? And we also have the 2 of Swords. So what is expanding for them, Spirit, specifically? We have the Hierophant. The back of the deck is the 8 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is a change in employment. For those that have been without employment for some time, what I'm seeing is you are going to be receiving opportunities to look at your situation differently. So this may not mean that you get straight into a job, but you're being given solutions. And maybe it's not ideal for you to take on more responsibilities right now. Because we have Saturn here with the Star, there's a lot that you're working through already. We don't need to overload you right now. It's not in you don't have the physical capacity to take on more. What needs to happen is simplification of your current rituals and responsibilities. We need to reduce the workload and find easier ways of managing what is currently on your plate. So what I'm seeing is your favorable outcome before the end of October is fixing something that has actually been creating more problems than solutions. For most of you, this is a routine for the Hierophant to show up here. It could be a practice that you've gotten yourself into. It could be something that you do habitually. So I'm thinking that you must do this either multiple times a day or you use this multiple times a day. It's become a habit, and it's not a habit that is helpful. Emphasis on helpful, because right now you can simplify this and make it a lot easier so that you're working more efficiently, so that you're moving more efficiently, and so that you're actually experiencing a level of comfort on this hard ride to hell is what I'm hearing. So for a lot of you, this is about making sure that your life isn't harder than necessary right now. And this is something that has definitely broken. It does need fixing, and it also needs simplification. So for some of you, it could be about trading in one thing for another, about replacing something. And it could even be about putting a new system in place where it wasn't previously working, or we didn't even have a system to begin with. But your abundance and this outcome is definitely about making life easier so that you can keep working on your goals, your aspirations, and doing what you need to do on a practical level as well as on an aspirational level. Moving forward, this opens up opportunities. Because you've simplified the process, you now have the ability to dream and add in new goals and aspirations for the near future. You're fast tracking your life in many, many ways, and you're opening more doors because of this. And I do believe for some of you, there's a Lord of the Rings reference there with Mordor. I do believe with the Two of Swords reversed, this is something that could have just felt like a quick fix, but it wouldn't have come about had you not had an acute issue that needed to be fixed. If this didn't happen, if this information didn't reach your ears, you could have happily and easily ignored the problem for much longer. But some acute information has come your way and it's made you realize, wow, I really need to replace that whole fridge just because the freezer is no longer working and it's taking up too much space now. It's using too much electricity for what it's actually doing. And that's what it kind of feels like. So I want to have a look at this energy that has control over you as well before we ask if there is anything else you need to know about your month of October. Okay. What is this energy that has so much control over group 2? What is this energy that has so much control over group 2 spirit? Eight of Cups reversed and Cosmic Union reversed. It's a contract that you wish you were not a part of. It feels like something that you are trying to walk away from in the next month. It feels like a contract. It feels like a partnership, a commitment, something that you didn't necessarily know that you were signing up for, almost as though at one point it was a wish come true, and now it just feels like a karmic imbalance. You no longer identify as the same person that you were when you first agreed to do this. You feel like you've outgrown the environment. You feel like this is something that you almost have to do. For some of you, you walked away and then you got called back. It definitely feels like your heart isn't in this, but for some reason the other parts of you are. Spirit, what is this situation for my group 2s? Lust, yeah. At one point, this was all you wanted, but now it just feels like you're repelling it. So what is the advice? What do they need to know about this situation? You have the Devil. Yeah, there's a lot of... It's like a feeling of attachment. I'm forced to be there. The Sun reversed. I'm not happy about being there. Page of Pentacles reversed. You either really hate this job or you've really grown to loathe this person. I don't want to be there. I'm forced to be there. I feel like a slave every time I'm there. It doesn't make me happy. I'm just literally there to tick boxes. I temporarily get something out of it. For some of you, it's your paycheck. For others of you, it's a physically gratifying exchange. But the Page of Pentacles reverse, you've outgrown this a long time ago. It is not fulfilling any of your needs anymore. It leaves you feeling emptier. And it's forcing you to confront some hard truths about what your needs are and how those needs aren't being met. It's also making you feel isolated. For some of you, it's keeping you from the other aspects that you of your life that you enjoy. So what is their guidance in this situation? We have the Four of Swords reversed, Ace of Cups reversed. You need to start making a plan for yourself to get out of this. You need to start slowly. It's not about rushing. The goal is to just get out of it. You need to start thinking about how you're going to get out of this. What do you need to do? What actions do you need to take? You really need to start thinking, because you're at breaking point and there's not much more that you can feed into this group too. There's a lot more that you can lose. Trust when I say that. You could lose a lot more, but you can't gain anything else out of this. You are at high risk of being trapped in this situation for a lot longer unless you start planning your way out slow and steady with the Four of Swords reversed. The Five of Swords reversed is about making sure that you're not feeling guilted into saving or sacrificing yourself for somebody else. The Five of Swords is ultimately about feeling like you're in a rock and a hard place, and you could be staying because your best friend is still there. You could feel like, I need to stay because if I go, I'm going to let somebody else down. With the Ten of Swords here, you are going to be betrayed if you continue to stay. So you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first. It can get a lot worse. I can see a friendship really either being the reason that you leave because they've broken your heart, or being the reason that you're staying because you don't want to break their heart. But you need to start prioritizing your own future and putting yourself first. Okay, let's have a look at what else you need to know about the rest of the month. What else did my group twos need to know about the rest of the month before Samhain? What else does group two need to know? What else does group two need to know, Spirit? Nine of Cups reversed. I'm only going to take the Ten of Pentacles. Cosmic Union coming out again. What else does group two need to know? Nine of Pentacles. Two nines. The Hanged Being. The back of the deck is Cosmic Union, so this card is meant to come out again. Bless. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. Your last theme and your last prediction. Before Samhain, things are going to improve for you. Not only are you identifying unhelpful patterns and experiencing signs of a shortcut towards an outcome that is going to continue to open up doors for you and make your life easier, but you're also going to be more aware of the kind of success that you should be trying to create for your future. You're going to experience not only stability financially, but signs of a long-term sustainable path towards an outcome that will continually be able to make sure that you're safe, secure, and successful. This is the kind of financial growth that could fund generations. So for many of you, you're going to get this opportunity to either make a purchase or clear some sort of path that is setting you up for long-term financial success. The thing about this success is it is going to come a lot quicker if you can get a grip over that situation that has you feeling like you're out of control. If you can make the changes necessary to help feel like you are liberated and autonomous again, you're going to notice growth immediately. And the main goal here is independence. We have two nines. One of them's upright, indicating financial independence. With the Nine of Cups reversed, it feels like emotionally, though, we have a price to pay. Some of you don't want to leave that situation because your emotions are tied in there. I saw a friendship and I saw you feeling like you were going to leaving would tear somebody apart. Like leaving would betray this other person. The thing is, that situation is so one-sided. It is so heavily geared towards your downfall that you haven't even hit rock bottom yet. And I need you to be very careful about the next steps that you take, because it can definitely get way worse before it gets better. Before Samhain, before Halloween, before the end of October, I can see that you are going to be getting the perspective that you need to be able to identify your clear path to success. You will know by the end of the month exactly what you need to do, what you need to be focusing on, what steps you need to take, and how you should be investing your resources in order to gain that kind of success. But not all of you are going to be ready to take those steps. So pay attention to your inner wisdom, pay attention to the red flags, the green flags, and please, please, please trust yourself, trust your heart. You can even trust your mind, because your subconscious and your conscious are going to be telling you exactly what you need to do by Samhain in order to guarantee this kind of independence, security, and success. But it is up to you to take those steps and to do what is necessary to get there. You are literally getting your own cheat code in life. And for some of you, you may not be ready to take this kind of action for another couple of years. But for others of you, this is a welcomed pathway. This is a welcomed download. This is a welcomed vision. And you will take this vision and you will happily put it into place before the end of 2023. Honestly, you are someone who is not meant to struggle. You are not meant to feel oppressed. I don't think anybody is, to be honest with you, but human beings are complex creatures and we are all here to experience our own things, but you are not supposed to feel that controlled. You are supposed to feel autonomous, sovereign, and successful. So your closing message from your angels is, if a previous negative experience seems true to you and stands in the way of your dreams, ask yourself, is this really the truth, or could I look at it from another angle? Could I allow my dreams to come true despite my history? How fitting. That's actually so beautiful. I did not read this before I did your reading, but that is so beautiful considering everything that we just went through together. Group 2, that is the reading that I have for you. Those are the predictions that I see for you before Samhain. It has been a true joy to read for you. Even though these messages have been difficult, I honestly wish you all the best on your journey moving forward. I am going to jump into the extended reading for your group now. In your extended, we're asking Spirit for love predictions specifically. So I'll be asking Spirit, what can Group 2 expect in love before Samhain? And we're going to do the same thing. Try to pull as many clear, honest messages as we can. So if the first part of your reading did resonate and you want to join me in your extended, the link is in the description box. It is all ready to go when you are. That link will take you to my website, Group 2. So it's very important that you click on the right group before you purchase your reading. Double check at the checkout page, please. Remember that you are Group 2 of the Before Samhain reading. And I shall see you there. Before you go, my Group 2s, wherever you are going, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your support. I appreciate you for being here. Do give this video a thumbs up if it resonated, or if you enjoyed this style of reading. Consider joining the family if you haven't, and maybe sharing this video with a friend as some helpful information for them. Thank you for being here, and I hope our paths cross again soon. Bye. Hi, my Group 3s, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Purification White Rose card, or these beautiful Rainbow Warrior earrings, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, my group threes. We're asking Spirit today for predictions about what will be happening in your life before Samhain. Now, this reading is going to really try to pull as much clear information as possible. So before we get into it, I just want to take 10 seconds of your time to tune in to each other's energy so that I can gather as much clear information from your group as possible. So please, Spirit, connect me with group number three's energy. Tune me into their collective energy so that I may offer them the most clear, honest messages about their October experiences. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. We're going to move forward now, sweet souls. Before we do, I just want to say now would be a good time to get something to take notes with, just so that you can record what does resonate for you. And as always, make sure you have a hydration source handy. Speaking of, I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. It is a hot day in Australia today. Oh, I didn't even light the candle for your reading because we don't need to be adding heat to this fire. It's already way too hot. Now I'm going to start by putting your earrings off to the side here. And as you can see underneath them, I have pre-shuffled some oracle cards. So let's have a look. We're going to move that tarot deck out of the way for now. Let's have a look at the oracle cards that we have. So obviously you've seen the White Rose Purification card. By purifying your life of negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace. You also, we're going to put that card to the side because it is advice, so it'll come at the end. You also have Service, the number 22 coming out. You have Heaven's Only Wishful by More, the Grief card coming out. You can pause the video to read the lyrics or to scan that QR code. That code will take you straight to the music video. So that's from my deck. This is from the Iris Oracle deck, and this one is from the Psychic Heart of the Tarot, Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck. So we have the Helpless and Hopeless card, also known as the Eight of Swords. And we have the Waning Crescent Moon in shadow. Okay. How do we feel about these cards? How do we feel? Let's move you up a little bit. So the interesting thing about your cards, I could actually move them down so that you can see them better for now. I'm going to add tarot, but until we do, let's pull these closer for you. The interesting thing about these cards is there's a strong sense of grief, loss, and endings here. There's also a feeling of you knowing this. There's this feeling here of, I know that something has to come to an end. And more than that, I know that it is important that I let this go so that I can create space for the answers that I'm seeking. So for some of you, before Samhain, you are going to find yourself stuck in a situation, almost as though you have no idea how to get yourself out. It feels like it's just the same thing, different day. And it could really feel like this is something that you need to work hard on, as though you can't afford to lose it, as though this is your only option. You may even get into a really negative headspace, thinking that things could never get better and that this is the best that you're going to be able to receive in your life. I can just see a lot of heavy energy around you, and it feels like this is limiting your ability to see anything positive. You might be finding your thoughts to be very negative in nature, very pessimistic, and mostly focused on negative outcomes. But what I am seeing is that you are going to be identifying this pattern, recognizing it, and before Samhain, you're going to be feeling like, you know what? This is actually the secondary effects of me being around a source of negativity in my life. Now, once you identify the source of that negativity, you are going to feel somewhat hopeful, but you're also going to feel a bit confused about how to remove that negativity from your life. The purification card is telling us that your negative experiences are either connected to a person, a place, or something that you've been through up until Samhain. And until you can purify your energy from that negative person, place, or experience, you will not be able to feel your true peace. And I think that this has to do, because we have service here reversed, I think this has to do with you and somebody else in your life. You feeling like you owe something to a job, to a relationship, or to some sort of situation. This is really weighing over you in October. And I really want to get as much advice for you as possible. I don't want to focus on how this is going to make you feel, because you will know how it's making you feel. I don't need to tell you that. It's a horribly down feeling in that it just feels helpless and hopeless. And so we really just need to focus on getting you as much advice as possible so that you feel like you can get out of the situation, so that you have the answers. And that's why we have waning crescent here, because before Samhain, you are at high risk of repeating this feeling and this pattern and this cycle of feeling stuck, simply because you don't believe you can get out of it. Now let's have a look, because I don't think that this is all about mindset. I really don't. I think you are genuinely in a situation or with a person or in a job that is very heavily impacting your ability to feel peace, but also to feel anything other than helpless and hopelessness. So let me put this microphone down for cards from your tarot deck, which is the Telesma Tarot. Yes, by Tara Cochrane. And then I'm going to be clarifying with a smaller deck, because that deck is almost comedically large. And we'll get as much advice as we can. Let's do it. Pushing these cards back up to the top, Spirit. What advice can you give my group threes about their October month? What advice does group 3 need most before Samhain? What advice? Okay, your card that came out is the Star. What is changing for them before Samhain? We have Justice reversed. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to go from there. Spirit, what is the main challenge for them? Before Samhain, what is their main challenge? Might seem silly asking that question, but the truth is we need to identify exactly what the main challenge is so that we can figure out how to overcome it. You have the Six of Swords. Okay, that's very helpful. And what is the best possible outcome for them before Samhain? We have the Eight of Coins. Okay, I want to put the Eight of Coins here. At the back of the deck is the Nine of Cups in reverse. I apologize for that light. I have repositioned it like 3 times for each of the groups. This is just what I worked out was one of the best positionings of it. It's still obviously creating a lot of glare, but I think we can work with it. So let's talk about your cards, shall we? Starting with that Star energy. I can see that your advice is mostly about being able to stay dynamic and adaptive. It's very important that you identify your journey as your own. You keep your mind to yourself, in that other people are likely to communicate things to you, or you might even find that a lot of people want to give you advice, but the truth is you have to figure out how to apply the information that you have to the situation that you are uniquely in. And I'm hearing not one size fits all. So not to make this more complicated, it's actually a very liberating way of looking at your circumstances, because with the star here, as long as you are doing what you feel is best for you, you can't mess this up. It's just about being very focused on yourself. And that star card is about healing, but I'm very strongly being called to the word individuality. I think that the situation requires you to look at yourself as an individual with individual needs, and those needs must be enforced and addressed by you. Nobody can say, oh, group 3 is hungry, they need a break. If group 3 is hungry, group 3 has to say, I'm hungry, I need a break. It's very much about advocating for yourself this month, especially if you're in a situation where there is high expectations on what you should be giving. It feels like you guys are in a situation or a job that is expecting way too much of you. And it's not to say that you can't do this, it's just that your main challenge here with the Six of Swords is communication and being able to communicate what you need to in order to get what you want. And I see my Six of Swords as a movement card as well. So in order for you to move to your best possible outcome, which is the Eight of Coins reversed, you have to be able to communicate your needs, and you have to be able to follow up with actions as well. The thing about the Six of Swords is it's very close to the Seven of Swords. And this energy is about moving forward selectively. We don't tell everybody what we're doing. We don't spread our news all over social media when we're about to act upon it. We identify the action we want to take. We communicate that to whoever it is relevant to, and then we take action with the Seven of Swords following. We do that in a way where not everybody needs to know. So for a lot of you, a great way of keeping your next month less complicated is by minimizing the amount of people that are in the know and that are involved in your October experience. And that's why we have our Justice card reversed as well. What is changing for you is that you are going to be breaking down contracts, partnerships, relationships to identify what isn't working for you. And I feel like this is more of like a mental thing. I can see you having time to process, wow, like I'm stuck in a loop. I feel helpless. I feel hopeless. I feel like I'm always in debt. I feel like I'm always owing things. I feel like I'm always surrounded by negative energy. I feel like I've reached a new state of despair and I need a change. Why do I feel this way? So with the Justice card reversed, especially in this deck, Justice is the number 8. What's changing for you is that you are changing your contract, your relationship, this commitment to identify how it isn't working and to recognize what changes you need to make. And this looks like you maybe even when it comes to employment, taking time off or going, you know what, like I don't want to be full-time anymore. I'd prefer to be part-time. Or actually, I don't feel like my needs are being met in this casual role. I need something more permanent. There are changes being made to your commitments this month. And before Samhain, you're going to identify an unfair situation and exactly what you need to do to rectify that unfair situation. Some of you may need to get additional support from a professional for justice to be here. It could be legal support, it could be HR support, human resources support. It could just be you getting some more information from professional places like professional websites, professional phone lines, you know, anywhere that you can. You just want to make sure that you're well informed of your rights and what resources are available to you in this unfair situation, because it feels like a professional situation or a relationship situation. You're taking this commitment very seriously, which makes me think that either it's paying your bills or you thought it was a part of your future. And you need to be very careful about the actions that you take. You don't want to jeopardize your bills or your future. Now, overall, the best possible outcome is the 8 of coins over here. So we see that you have a lot of 8s. You've got 8 here, 8 here, 8 there. And 8s for me are about cycles. They're about repetitive cycles, something being in a loop and us having the opportunity to either break that cycle or to identify that cycle and work on it. The thing about the Eight of Coins reversed being your best possible outcome, you are breaking this cycle. For some of you, this is going to lead you towards getting a new job, taking upon a new course. Ideally, this is you identifying that you need to work on things and you need to do things differently. The Eight of Coins is almost like, you know what, I don't care if I don't have anything to go to next. Anything is better than this. And for a lot of you, this Eight of Coins mostly feels like you getting out of the rat race and just going, this work is very demanding. So I believe that for some of you, this is mostly just identifying a change in pace where you don't have to work so hard and you don't have to put so much effort towards this. It could be the school holidays if this is a uni or college thing. It could be time off over the holiday breaks, you know, if this is a work thing. It could be time apart from somebody if this is a relationship thing. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship either. This could be an overbearing friendship, an overbearing family connection. It's just that for some reason this is very unfair on you and you feel like you're in debt to it. So with the Eight of Coins reverse, it's not going to be like this forever. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, which you can identify by Samhain, and you're going to recognize that things are changing. The cycle is changing. Remember, we do have that Nine of Cups at the back of the deck over here. And that Nine of Cups for me is really, I mean, it's reversed. So it's really highlighting the importance of your emotional well-being this month. And it's also identifying the fact that you have some very emotionally draining places, people, and experiences this month that you've got to prepare for. If you know you're going to have a very full-on week, make sure you have your self-care moments as well to help mitigate that kind of tension. Make sure that you have your aftercare as well. When you have those busy days, you have those moments after when you're at home to completely, I'm hearing, purge that energy and purify so that you can feel peace. However brief that peace is, it's very important that you are prioritizing your well-being in the lead up to Samhain. Now keep in mind, my group threes, we have 2 eclipses this month. Both of them coincide with the moon cycles. There's a solar eclipse on the 14th, if I remember correctly. I do have this in my zodiac predictions calendar. So if you don't know about those, the link will be in the description box. And I do them for every sign. I also do astrology observations for every sign as well. So we have a solar eclipse on the 14th, and then we have a lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 28th. And I'm pretty sure that solar eclipse is in Libra, if I remember correctly. I might not be remembering correctly, but I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, those eclipses seem to be bringing a lot of tension and a lot of awareness to you by highlighting really difficult cycles and the need to prioritize your own well-being, as well as making sure that you have plans for how you can limit this kind of tension in the future. So let's get some tarot out to close your reading. We're going to use that smaller deck. Is there anything else that you need to know before the end of October? Is there anything else my group threes need to know? Are there any other predictions? Oops. The Death card is coming out for you. Are there any other predictions for my group threes before October? We have the Nine of Wands reversed. Any other predictions for my group threes before October? And you also have the Tower. upright with the Queen of Cups at the back of the deck. I can't really fit her on the screen. Oh, I probably could over here, actually. Let's put her over there. Okay, so let's talk about this. There are some pretty big themes that we casually pulled out. First of all, Scorpio season is incredibly significant for you. Scorpio season starts on the 23rd this month, if I can remember correctly. And the start of Scorpio season is going to bring about a lot of transformative change. The way that this change is processed will vary depending on how radical you want to be. But the change will start internally. The shift is within mind and within heart. I can see a lot of you having a change of heart about a situation that you're in because you're trying to make the situation work for you. But your heart space is telling you you can't keep doing this to yourself and you can't rely on this in the future to make all your dreams come true. Whether this is a job, a relationship, or an experience, you're identifying that this is not something that you can continue to do. And so you're having to appreciate that a cycle is closing for you, but there is resistance here to end it because you're trying to figure out, well, what am I supposed to do instead? And so Scorpio season is about you interpreting those feelings and trying to interpret what the next step is for you. The thing is, whatever this is, it is here to bring a transformative change. The Tower card is saying you may try to hold on to this, but you really have to let it go because it's going to fall apart catastrophically in front of you to reveal what you really need to work on. And the Tower card is about going back to basics. Ultimately, it's a destructive energy of being forced to focus on your root chakra, being forced to focus on your stability, your security, your sense of self, your values, and your health. That is what this Tower energy is about, going back to your root chakra basics. From that space, you rebuild slowly, intentionally, purposefully, and it could feel like you're in crisis or survival mode as we close out this year. But by 2024, you're going to feel a renewed sense of purpose and self. And some of you are actually going to recover very quickly because you are incredibly resilient for the Nine of Wands to come out here. You're a lot more resilient than you give yourself credit for. You're a lot more adaptable than you give yourself credit for. The Nine of Wands reversed is an interpretation of either you going with this transformative change and being a helpful ally to what is inevitable, or it is you going, I'm going to be a stick in the mud because I refuse to accept this at this point in time. And it's likely that whatever that response is, it's coming from self-preservation. Whether you want change or you don't, you're trying to preserve whatever resources you have for self because you're aware of the fact that you're going to have a busy month ahead. But by Scorpio season, you can no longer deny that change needs to happen, endings need to happen so that new beginnings can happen. And these new beginnings may feel slow to start, as you do reduce yourself to preservation mode where you are rebuilding from the ground up. But don't deny yourself in believing how resilient you are. I'm seeing somebody who is incredibly resourceful as well. If you are concerned about your stability, in that you're concerned about your home and being able to pay your bills, it's very important that you don't let your pride get in the way. Connect to people around you and communicate because there will be solutions to your challenges. I'm even seeing online forums, linking up with people in similar places where you have shared interests, gaining that kind of support. But for the most part, this is an incredibly individual journey and you're going to want to do this for yourself. You're going to want to feel proud of the outcome for yourself. But if you are stuck, don't be too proud to ask for help, Spirit is saying. And that's why we also have the Nine of Wands reversed, is don't be too proud to admit when something needs to change and when things need to be done differently. At the end of the day, we're all human beings, and I mean there are some really privileged people on this earth, but most of us encounter struggle. Most of us do. And at the end of the day, I can see the right people coming through for you if you do need their support. I just want to see if I can pull any other specific predictions for you before Samhain. Spirit, tune me into group 3's energy. Are there any other specific? I'm really feeling drawn to the word collects the youth on that Heaven's Only Wishful card. Be very careful with your health. You guys might be experiencing a common cold. That is indicative of the fact that you are burnt out. You need more rest. Collects the youth. What is that about, Spirit? A young person. A young person. Who is this young person for group 3? Could be a child for some of you. I don't think this young person is a part of the solution. They're just a part of the overall situation. So that will apply to some of you. That's as specific as I think I can get with that, because this is so broad. The 8 of Coins reversed is their best possible outcome. What prediction is there? Breaking the pattern. I'm hearing breaking the curse. So for some of you, you could feel like you are stuck in a curse with your family. Like it's a generational curse. Breaking the curse. Taking on an odd job, a casual job, a freelance position, something with less strings attached, a summer job for some of you. Although it will be winter in the Northern Hemisphere, but a summer job for my Southern Hemisphere folks. Northern Hemisphere, this could just be a holiday job. It's just being seen as taking time off as well. So do what you can to cover your costs. But the best possible scenario for you is actually a reduced workload, is actually you having less pressure on your shoulders when it comes to how much you need to be doing. And you're going to have that solution by Samhain. So let's get your closing advice from your higher self. This is from the Dream Cards Oracle deck. Your higher self is saying, stop waiting for the perfect moment. The only time to start creating the thing that is meaningful for you is now. Wow. And this is heart chakra energy. So this is all about healing. This is about taking care of your immune system, doing deep breathing at moments of stress, and staying connected to your emotional self as well as you go through this transformative change. And that's the thing too, the eighth house is strongly connected to that death energy as well, that death card energy. This is definitely about endings, beginnings, births, passions, breaking the cycle and change. So my group 3s, that's what I'm seeing for you before Samhain. I'm going to take this into your extended reading now, where we will have a look at what you can expect in love specifically before Samhain, Halloween, the 31st of October. If the first part of your reading did resonate and you wish to join me in the extended reading, the link is in the description box. That link will take you to my website, so it's very important that you click on the right reading. Remember, you are group 3 of the before Samhain reading. So definitely double check before you purchase, please, that you've clicked on the right group. Make sure you have done that correctly. I always feel incredibly guilty when it isn't the right group, and because of my inbox, I literally have 700 emails in my inbox at any given moment. It takes me a long time to be able to identify and remedy the situation. So please don't even make it a situation to begin with. Click on the right group, my group 3s. And it has been a pleasure and a privilege to read for you. Thank you so much for trusting me with your messages. I wish you a successful, prosperous, abundant, clear, peaceful month ahead. Stay open and receptive towards your highest good. Look after your beautiful self. And I hope to catch you in another video. Bye!